In the last centuries of the ancient world, when temples still held echoes of old wisdom and the final sparks of classical knowledge struggled against rising religious dogma, there lived a scholar whose brilliance shone across the Mediterranean. Amid political turmoil and spiritual upheaval, she embodied the spirit of inquiry that had defined Alexandria for generations. Her name was Hypatia. A mathematician, astronomer, and Neoplatonist philosopher, she drew students from far and wide, not just because she was knowledgeable, but because she represented something larger: the survival of a tradition rooted in reason, mystery, and the pursuit of truth. Neoplatonism, her intellectual home, wasn't just abstract theory. It carried deep currents of Gnostic and esoteric thought, ideas about the soul's ascent, cosmic intelligence, and the hidden architecture of reality. Hypatia herself was closely connected to the Therapeutae, a community long regarded as one of the last living repositories of ancient pagan wisdom. After the great library of Alexandria had already suffered devastating losses, but the world around her was changing. Orthodox Christianity was rising to dominance in the Roman Empire, and with that shift came increasing hostility toward the old philosophical and spiritual traditions. The breaking point arrived when Theophilus, the Christian bishop of Alexandria, ordered the destruction of the Serapeum, the revered temple of Serapis and one of the final strongholds of classical knowledge. Its halls once held an immense heritage of Greco-Roman and Egyptian learning. When it burned, a vast archive of human thought, mathematics, astronomy, metaphysics, and philosophy was lost forever. The setback to Western civilization is impossible to measure. Through all this, Hypatia became a living symbol of everything the classical world stood for: rigorous science, mystical insight, intellectual freedom, and a balanced, often feminine, approach to understanding existence itself. She carried forward the same spirit of inquiry that resonated in the more esoteric teachings attributed to Yeshua, aka Jesus, before they were formalized into institutional doctrine. Hypatia's influence made her a target, the embodiment of a dying era that the rising powers were desperate to crush. Not long after the destruction of the Serapeum, she was murdered brutally by an Orthodox Christian mob intent on erasing what remained of pagan intellectual life. Her death marked the true end of an era, the closing of the classical age, and the rise of dogma that would shape the Western world for centuries to come. And this matters because the word pagan has carried misleading meanings that hide its true legacy. Major religions didn't emerge from nowhere. They drew from, reshaped, and often distorted the far older traditions scholars like Hypatia fought to preserve. Understanding her story helps us reclaim that forgotten lineage and remember what was nearly lost. If you're enjoying this journey into hidden history, smash that like button and follow for more.